Hey, it's Kimberly Knight, and I am back to share some more reflections on the coronavirus season that we're in. Um, if you didn't catch part one, I'm going to post right now the link to the YouTube video so you can catch that. Feel free to check that out. I'm going to post that for you right now. And also, there is a new note that I've also, for those of you who like to read rather than just listening, I am just going to share a few more things. I had a few more reflections, a few more things that I feel that would be beneficial in this season. So I am looking forward also to from you and getting your feedback. All right, so in part one, I shared a lot about the economics of certain things and about things that we were going to begin to see as we move through this season. I want to come back to some of the things I'm seeing for the church as well as relationships, right? So I'm going to start here. Number one, if you can't go to church, you can still be the church, right? Right now, bleach and paper towel is seen as a blessing. Number two, churches and ministries are going to continue to innovate and evolve. Now, let me just read this to you because I took this note this morning in my quiet time. Assembling ourselves together will take on a whole new meaning. Crisis has birthed this new wineskin, right? But now it's incumbent upon us to now create the new wine. So we have this new wineskin. We're seeing a lot of people online who weren't online before. We're seeing ministries and churches hold online services. Was the mother of this invention and this wineskin. That said, now we've got to tap into our own creativity and that of our team and begin to build on that creativity. This should not be a one and done kind of thing. And you will need a team. And if you do not have a team, pray for one. I'm going to expand mine as we move through this time, because there's so much to do. There's so many opportunities, and we want to be sure that we're taking advantage of them. Number three, that said, those who've never had a platform before will now have a platform. And well, that's good and bad, because not everyone is going to operate in integrity and in wisdom. So you're going to have to really practice good discernment in what you're listening to and what you're seeing and what you're hearing, right? Not everyone is going to operate from that space and place of integrity. That said, don't let it be you. Don't let your gifts, don't let your broadcast take you to a place that your character can't sustain you. Okay, number four. This one was interesting. While we're innovating and we're stepping into what is new, let us not forget those who are more technically or technologically challenged. We're looking at the elderly and those who don't have access to the greatest and latest technology, or don't have the ability to afford the technology that others can. Remember, when we're ministering or when we're pouring out or when we're reaching out, we want to be sure that we don't forget the least of these. This is still God's concern, and it should be ours. Number five, many children will not be returning to school in the fall. Some parents are not struggling. So in the future with my child. So not every child will be coming back to school in the fall. So stay tuned for that. You're going to hear a lot more about that. So part one, which I did put up the link, and I'm going to encourage you to go back and take a look at part one. In part one, I said there were going to be all kinds of opportunities that were going to come out of crisis. One of those opportunities I really felt strongly about was for those who are going to, and I wrote some of this stuff down, those who are going to create innovative homeschooling curriculum and program, also lesson plans, extracurricular activities for homeschool children and their parents, because this becomes a whole new dynamic and they're going to need support. That said, you are going to see the birthing of more homeschool coaches. As a matter of fact, what I saw was that many were going to actually get income for their by creating multi-generational coaching model. So it would be the homeschooling parent and the homeschooled child, a child who had gone through the process and now they were older, they were an older teen or they're a young adult, and now they're able to coach other parents and children through the process. And you're going to see families now, excuse me, you're going to see families now coaching and becoming coaches and supporting other families as they do it and earning homeschooled your children in the past. This is your opportunity to now make that income off of your expertise. Now, that said, if there's anybody who needs assistance in getting started with their coaching, as a matter of fact, I know there is somebody watching me right now whose family is very experienced with homeschooling, has had a lot of success with homeschooling, and I am telling you that this is your opportunity to earn income and to be generational income, and that's what I heard, generational income. So take advantage of that. Once again, if you need help, reach out to me, inbox me. I can definitely show you how do you begin to build a successful coaching practice. Also, I am going to post for you, as a matter of fact, Florence, may I ask you again, could you post the link to the book? That would really be helpful. There are all kinds of ways for coaches to make money, and we'll talk more about that maybe in another video. Let me get back to my list. Okay, number 6. This season is going to redefine beauty and our beauty routines. Now that in some sections of the country, right, our salons have been closed, nail salons, hair salons, can't get your braids done, can't get your makeup done. Lord have mercy, right? By the time this is over, we're going to be hairy and we're going to have talent. But you know what? Some of us are going to rediscover our natural beauty and like it. So I think that we're going to get into a period of time where we start looking at what really is beauty and how do I want to move forward. And I think a lot of people are going to start to change the way they define it for themselves and streamline their process. Some of us, you know, we take, we have a lot of, we've spent a lot of time in the salon, and it had become burdensome almost, and there's going to be a freedom. So during this time and in this season, take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. Okay. Oh, this is a no-brainer, but let's count forward to Christmas. There are going to be many December babies born this year. That's a no-brainer. I don't have to get any more plain, but be on the lookout. This is going to be a special breed. This breed is going to be born in crisis, and they're going to be tough. They are going to be ready, and they're going to be ready to do the things that need to be done to take on the world. They're going to be born ready. You know, we used to say that as a cliche, but they're going to be born ready. All right, you're going to see it. Remember, I told you that. Okay, number 9. This was really interesting. So I'm going to switch into some of the things I saw about relationships. You're going to see and begin to understand things about family and friends that you did not know before. And for some of you, that will mean that you're going to reconcile with them because there were nuances that you did not know, you did not understand, or you weren't privy to that you're going to be privy to now that changed the whole script for you and gives you an understanding of, wow, I didn't know that. And had I known that, I would have operated So there's going to be some reconnecting. There's going to be some relationships that are reconciled. On the flip side of that, some are going to have to walk away from some relationships for the same reason. They're going to get new understandings, new information that's going to cause them to say, whoa, I didn't see that before. But now that I've seen it, I have to hold you accountable. And if this doesn't change, I'm going to have to leave this relationship and regroup. So you're going to see a lot of that, a lot of shifting in relationships. Remember, our focus now is not as disjointed, and there's really not as many things to hold our attention, right? We're not going to work every day. We're not commuting. You're commuting from your room to the couch to the kitchen to the bathroom. So you can only watch but so much television. You can only have but so many telephone gossip conversations. Hope you're not gossiping. But you can only do that for so long. You can only read so many books. Sooner or later, you find yourself by yourself, and now you've got to deal with all the things that you didn't deal with before. So you're going to see a lot of that coming, and don't be afraid of it. It's good. It's a good thing. Okay, number 10. We are going to redefine how we pursue and define intimacy. That's going to shift. You're going to see that many are going to jump from hi, nice to meet you, to having sex on the first or second date, to wait a minute, let me redefine, let me look at it. What is intimacy really? Right? So now that we have this thing called social distancing, you're going to see that it is going to work in intimacy in a different way. So people are going to begin to look at, who do I know? How do I know them? What do I want to know about them? Rather than, hey, let's jump into bed together. So, during this time, that brings me to my next point. We are going to see an explosion over the next year or two, possibly into the third year, an explosion of marriages, engagements and marriages. And part of that is, we have now begun to see means to have relationship and to have connection. And this period of isolation will give some the opportunity they need to self-examine and say, hey, I don't want to be alone anymore. Hey, I want to take on more love in my life. Let me just take a sip. Excuse me. I think this time period is going to give us the opportunity to redefine what it is we need in life. And part of that, and to redefine what's really important, right? So, and part of that will be else. We also have to look at, there are some who are not going to be genuine. There are some going to be opportunists to take advantage because they know that people are in a vulnerable state right now because there has been so much isolation. So you're going to have to practice wisdom and excellent discernment. That also means that you're going to need people in your life who can speak into your life. You're going to need people who know you and people who know you. People who know what makes you tick and what ticks you off. And people who know you, people who can say, no, that's not the one, or no, that doesn't sound healthy to me, or no, you really need to rethink this step before you take it. So we want to make sure that, you have the support that you need. And you may or may not be able to find that in your circle, right? Sometimes those closest to us or in our don't have that wisdom and discernment, or they have I don't want to say ulterior motive, but they have a connection to you that keeps them from being objective, that keeps them from seeing what they need to see, that from saying the things that need to be said. Sometimes people just love you too much to tell you the truth. Sometimes they can see the truth, but they cannot deliver it in a way that you can handle it. So I'm saying to you, you've got to get those accountability relationships and those who can speak into your life, because like I said, not everyone is going to be genuine with this newfound vulnerability that we're allowing ourselves, right? Especially as we come out of this isolation period. That said, I am available to help you if you would like help. If you need support, if you need coaching, I am available. We have the Mrs. Code, we have Wife Life Academy that's coming up again. Really, really excited about that. I cannot wait to see, what comes out of this time period. I am telling you, if you focus more on the opportunities that are born out of this crisis, you will never again have the need. You will never again lack. There are going to be many, many, I'm saying this again, who are going to experience wealth that they never would have had the opportunity or the access to before, that is going to be so great that it will be generational. So take this time, pick up what you need. If you need to, that you are looking to create income. I talked about this in my part 1. You need income. You don't need necessarily a salary. You need income. You need resources. That may or may not be a salary. All of those things I talked about in part 1, and then the things I spoke to you today about the church, about the state of relationships and the boom that is going to come behind this. You've prepared. Now, I said this in part 1, and I'm going to close with this in part 2 again, because it is important. Do not wait until the crisis is completed and you are back to business as usual, which I already told you in part 1. We are going to a new normal. We will never return to where we were before. It won't happen. So when we get to our new normal and we picked up the pace again, that is not the time to start. The time to start is now, so that by the time things start to get back to the new normal, you will have a momentum that you'll be able to pick up and accelerate, because some are not going to heed this word. Some are not going to take this advice, and they are going to be left behind because they're going to have to start from zero. But you will already be in action. So if you're listening, I'm telling you, this is for you. If you know that you have a call or something that you can build on out of this crisis, a business, a money-making idea, a relationship, you get started now, so that by the time the new normal occurs, you already have momentum built. Okay? I am going to post below the link for the YouTube video for part 1, because you really should see that, because a lot of the things I referred to today are in that video. So you'll want to take a look at that. I also posted a note for part 1 with some of my notes, so that you'll have access to that if you prefer to read. I will post the link for the book that will help those of you who are building coaching and consulting practices. So I'll post all of those things for you. If there's anything I can do to be of a support, please inbox me and let me know, or comment below. In the meantime, be blessed, be safe, hug someone. No, we can't hug someone. We can't hug them, but you can wave really nicely. All right. Be blessed, be safe, be happy, be healthy, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.